Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. And we broadcast at 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. There's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota at Genesis Communications Network. I'm Vincent Finelli, and if you'd like to call us, we'll pay for the call. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. I'm delighted to be broadcasting today with Miles, Senior USAPrepares.com instructor from Europe. Welcome, Miles.
Good morning, class. How are you doing?
Miles, I wanted to ask you publicly, is English your native language?
Absolutely not. My native language is German.
Mm-hmm. And you speak English and German and 5 others?
Well, a couple of others, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And I want to tell you, if we all spoke English as well as you, we would be communicating a lot better in the United States.
I doubt that.
Miles, today we're going to be talking about jump-starting a village. There's a video that you wanted us to watch, and I just posted it on the website. It's from Marcin Jakubowski, if I'm pronouncing that right. And he is from Poland. He is now in the United States, and he has been experimenting. He's well educated, and he's been experimenting with tools to overcome what I believe he considers artificial obsolescence and artificial scarcity. And I think those kinds of things are driving him crazy. Like, why are our machines breaking? Why are parts so hard to get? Why can't we get parts in the future? Am I right about that?
Well, you're right about that, but I want to take another angle to approach that topic here.
Sure.
The issue that we are having as a society on the planet, or as people on the planet here, is that you see the governments, the alleged governments doing things, but who is pulling the strings on the governments? So there seems to be a hidden force behind all the governments that is responsible for the chemtrails that we have, for the rollout of technologies all over the planet, such as the smart cities, the cell phone technologies, vaccinations, and other things we really do not need. So the question that is here now is, what in your life are you able to control? Or where can you bring your life to control certain things, certain aspects in your life? As it's getting harder and harder everywhere on the planet, because we are being forced in an artificial intelligence future where a computer shall decide whether we use some fuel or what we will eat, or how our children should be educated. Mm-hmm. And frankly, for me, this is a pretty scary approach, very scary approach. Having worked in industry, in military, and even in governments, I kind of know a couple of these critters, and I'm really not happy where things are going. So the question we need to ask ourselves as mothers, as fathers, or even as mothers and fathers in future, how do we want to live? What do we want to control by ourselves? And this is a question of self-determination. Vincent?
Yes, as you say that, Miles, I've been thinking about that's exactly what I'm pursuing at a feverish pace here at the farm. And I mentioned that I'm unable to spend the time at the meetups now because the farm is taking so much of my attention. The machinery that I need to keep repairing and keeping in operating condition, and the health concerns and the health issues of our animals and our family are taking so much time that, it's clear to me that I really need to take control of as much of our own lives as we can and avoid being sucked into the system. Right now, even the credit cards, Miles, are being issued with these chips, and they really want us to use these chipped credit cards rather than just the magnetic stripe credit card. Yesterday, I needed to buy something, and there was no way out of this. In order for me to get an antibiotic prescription and pay for it for a member of our family, I was forced to prove who I was. And I was forced to prove who I was, and the only way I could do it was with a driver's license. And the person who took my driver's license for identification purposes was stunned that was the only driver's license that she had ever seen with a person's eyes closed. It's like, wow, your eyes are closed. But Miles, I'm resisting wherever I can. But at the price of having a family member die from not having this very, very strong antibiotic, I had no choice at that point. So you're right. We are facing these things, and it's very difficult. But we here at the farm are trying our best to be independent. And last night, as I was thinking about this broadcast, I was thinking about just the fence we have around our farm. If you would take, and it's mostly barbed wire, but we have some high tensile electric fence. If you would take the strands, like some of the strands are four strands of barbed wire to make a fence for the cows. If you were to stretch it out, all the barbed wire, and just connect it end to end to end, that makes the fence just around our farm, it's over 16 miles.
Mm-hmm.
These are problems. Like, where in the future, where would we get the replacement fence? So I need to make sure that it doesn't rust. I need to make sure that it's in good operating condition. I need to make sure that we get the maximum life expectancy, even out of something as simple as a fence. And the fence doesn't move. It just stays there. You just put it in and you hope it's going to stay there. But I need to make sure it lasts as long as possible. So are those the things that you're talking about, that we really need to have what we need, be able to remanufacture or manufacture or rebuild what we need? I'm not talking about wants. I'm not talking about entertainment. I'm talking about the necessities of life.
What I'm talking about is to share the load of all the tasks and of all the problems that might face you within a group of people. Mike Ma calls it the three-man militia.
He does.
Yes, and others have the word community for that, or others say group to it. So I don't want to give it a name right now what it is, but basically what it is, it's a place where people can share ideas, can share products, can share agricultural products that will be made there, and get educated even more in the process, and have the family even there to not have only an educational step forward, but to have an occupation and to learn about life. So this is the things I want to talk to you about, and how you can approach this, and what the differences are between here in Europe and my settlement, and probably your situations, as we had discussed on 2 other broadcasts already.
Miles, I have a feeling that what we're gonna hear today is the way it is in your village, but that it was that way here in United States probably up until the 1930s or 40s, where where there were family farms, and the family farms would work with the family farms down the road a little bit, and they would cooperate and share machinery and share tools and share labor and share knowledge. But because of what we probably see as capitalism, we don't share very much anymore. We don't want to. We don't want to give our neighbors a possible leg up on us by teaching them the secrets. I was at the Farmers Cooperative a couple days ago, and one of the young guys, who's about 18 years old, mentioned, yeah, some of the old farmers will get together, but they don't want to share their secrets. They'll share them among a few of them, but the rest of us younger farmers, that are in our 60s, not in our 70s and 80s, they don't want to share them with us.
Well, they are a clan for themselves, and I don't blame them for that. But you're absolutely hitting the point here. We are in a situation where Americans have been educated and taught to look for themselves, me first. A country of car salespeople that are chasing every benefit for themselves, having no time and no space for camaraderie, for bringing things forward together, and to reach a goal together. These are things that we need to talk about in this show, how to do that. And let me tell you this, my situation here in Europe is really a little different because we had World War II here on our soil, and we still have the elders that are pushing the brakes with the young ones and are hammering in their heads that even if you don't like each other, you need to work together with each other because otherwise our village goes south. The farm will be shut down, leveled under Agenda 21. So they have to. They don't have a choice for that. You do have a choice. And you have the choice to, even if you don't have as much preparedness items or stocked away food, to create something where you can enable others, especially the class here, to be part of a group that does exactly that.
And going into a break, Miles is with us from Europe. And Miles, I've asked you what you thought of some of us in America, and I just heard you say car salespeople.
Everybody has an opinion.
I think it slipped out. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at $downfall.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com. preparedness.com.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Ammo is getting scarce in this country, so it just makes sense to reload your casings. Now with RussianReloads.com. That's right, reload previously unreloadable Bird primer cartridges by switching them over to an easy-to-do conversion to accept boxer primers. With RussianReloads.com. High quality and made in the USA. RussianReloads.com. Recycle that casing.
Miles, if I ever have to pull out a resume, I know what to put on it. Line number 1, right after my name, car salesman.
Oh, don't be offended. Look, if you are treated, if you are being treated your entire life like coming to school and having to be stronger than everybody else instead of smarter, come on, get a grip.
Well, I'm just thinking about this. I've said publicly, if you flunk out of life, you can always sell insurance or get a government job or sell cars.
Hopefully.
Well, so the point is we want to rise above that, and we want to work with our neighbors and our friends, and even those guys who may not be so friendly to us. But either we bring them over to our side, as I hear you saying. Either we bring them over to our side, or they're going to be baggage that we're going to have to drag around.
Well, they actually are in the same boat. When manure starts to hit the propeller, they will have their issues as well. So you don't know now who you end up in a lifeboat with or in a bunker with it, as Rick Miller says it. So it requires more flexibility on how you act and respond in life, and more focus on what you really want to achieve. And on the way to your achievement, you will find the ones or the ones that are interested in your way of life and that want to benefit out of what you are doing. They will attach to you. Others will fall off again and won't be visible anymore. So let's just go back a little bit in history. If you look at history always was the law of conquest. It always was somebody is stronger than the other one and puts them down. And that's all it was. So today, when you have a farm and you just have a family to operate the farm with, that might be okay until you reach a certain limit where you really cannot work for more efficiency. It's simply not possible because you have a tractor, you can load up 50 tools, and the day has 24 hours. So if you do 50 tasks with that tractor in that day, you cannot work longer than that is. So the question is, how do you distribute the workload, not only of the farm, but even feeding a family, educating the children, getting a job, preparing for something that might be really not nice coming down the pipe in future. How do you do that? And for me, it was very clear now that we have different approaches to that. Your approach in America is more the approach of the voluntary ones that do want to join something they can benefit out of. Here it is. It's basic survival and to keep, to stay the custodian of the farm that was in the family since the 1400s. That's it. Yeah, and no one here in the United States has a farm that's been in the family since the 1400s. The earliest that anyone has a farm in my neck of the woods here is 1844, and that's when our farm was established. And I have the documentation from the original land grant from President James Buchanan when we stole the land from the Indians. Yeah. We stole the land and he distributed it. So that's what you were talking about, the law of conquest. We conquered this land and then gave it out and taxed it. Very true point. So when you go back like up to 1400s, when we have the oldest farm that's still in operation that is from 1427 here. So when you go back in history, you always find that the family that operated these farms or have been the custodians of that land, they might have been the same, but the mafia that was surrounding them, aka the kings and the governments and the sheriffs and everybody who was extracting out of them, they changed in history. It was a feudal system. Then in 1850s, it started to be a nation-state system where suddenly the nation-states came into birth after the Vienna Congress in 1807. And that developed further. And now we are at the level of having countries that are actually corporations. Miles is with us, and we're going to talk about how we can survive this and how we can literally work as a better oiled machine. Because no one I know thinks things are getting better. So it's up to us to make things better for ourselves.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
As the cold and flu season approaches, Silver Lungs is ready to help you and your family through the toughest of the year by supporting your immune system and overall health. From our best-selling colloidal silver generating system to our entire line of silver-based skin gels, nasal sprays, soaps, and silver solutions. Silver solutions remain one of nature's most powerful and least expensive antibacterial agents. Now you can produce your own for pennies a day in the comfort of your home using the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. Learn more today at www.silverlungs.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. fortressclothing.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Class, Miles is with us. Miles is in Europe right this moment. I'm in Missouri in the United States of America. And Miles, the American thought process, as I see it right this minute, is pretty much the way it's been since we landed here in North America. And that is expansion. More. Take more land. More machinery. So as farmers, what's happening is farmers are saying, well, I can't really do it well enough on what I've got, so I need to get some more land, more machinery. And I'm thinking that's not the answer for me. I'm thinking the answer for me is efficiency and cooperation. More efficiency with what we have. No more land. We're okay with what we have. We have 241 acres. I think that ought to do it. And use that land more efficiently and take care of the land because it's hard to make land. And is that what you're saying, Miles?
Well, China is making islands right now in the East China Sea, but that's a different issue there. What you're talking about is the efficiency of an estate, a farm, even if it's not a farm, a house with a huge garden might be the case, where you get some limitations in the finances to finance the stuff, the hydroponic greenhouse that you might want to have in order to have healthier food or to be more self-sufficient, or the limitations in buying tools because of the cost and having one income or one bread bringer working up to 4 jobs a week. So the situations where we're getting into are getting more and more awkward for the individual father and mother, or even for the lone wolf that is watching what is happening in America and is just shaking its head. The problem is that we need to get away from a certain mindset, and that's the mindset of being a victim. Brag about this, being a victim about that, and this has changed, and all is bad. You need to get away from that because it limits you to reach higher and to occupy the space of minimum, the space of the observer. What is happening here? Why is it happening? Who has the say about that? And am I a party to that, what's happening? So there's questions to be asked, and it's basically questions that a 7-year-old can ask with the curiosity of a child that has not been placed in front of a PlayStation. Oh, sorry, again, a sponsor got out of the window. So
yeah.
we need to clear up our minds for the threats and for the tasks at hand, and therefore. First thing you need to know and realize, let me put it in a wording that probably more the military guys would recognize, is you're in the field and there's a sniper shooting at you with a muffler and you don't know where the threat is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So now what you need to do is you need to assess the situation quickly, because if you don't assess the situation and you don't assess it right, it might be lethal.
It's a very good point, and it sounds to me like it's actually more than one sniper. It sounds like we're surrounded by snipers.
Well, as I said, the gangs that are taking care, that are administrating a country, they change. They change from kings to sheriffs. And just for example, in America, you live in counties. A county is coming from the word to count. Okay, it is a count or the count belonging to an account. So a county is nothing more as a bookkeeping for another entity who claims ownership of you, your land, of your children, and claims to be in charge of what you should eat and how stupid you might develop. And don't get me started on the transgender thing. Because even this is a part of that agenda.
So, Miles, are we, at this point, what do we do if we recognize the threats of overtaxation, overregulation, forced vaccinations, obsolescence, planned obsolescence, supply chain limitations, supply chain disruptions, media programming where we're taught to be distracted, or we are distracted by all kinds of things that are just not of consequence to us, so that we don't see the things that are of consequence. What do we do right now?
Okay, first thing you do is you sit down and you assess your situation. We're in a debt-based economy all over the planet. Wherever there's a central bank, we're in a debt-based economy. So you need to assess your situation where you're at. Do you have a house? Do you have an apartment? Do you have enough food? If not, how much estimate? How much would it cost to get that covered? Ask yourself what kind of means of protection and defense. Just having like weather gear, rain gear, to if you need to bug out. Do I have a bug out bag? Do I have water enough? Do I have the tools such as knives? So if I need to get out and I need to take a hike for 2 or 3 days, do I have the shoes for that? Do I have the socks for that? Am I prepared for that? What is missing? Okay, and be honest with you. If you don't have the means, okay, then it is what it is to do that. But in combining skills and combining manpower to cover these aspects, this is the first step to bring it to the place. But first, you really need to be honest about where you are at. So, and let me ask you, if I might, as an example for the class, where are your limitations? Where is the max where you can bring it to, and what do you not have, which you really like to have? And you are being an example because you not only preach preparedness, you live it.
I do. Miles, let me preface this by saying that I realized when I was very young, early teens, maybe 13, I realized that it was important to have the things that you need before you need them, because I lived in a place that the stores were pretty far away, so I couldn't just walk to get some of the things that I needed. And I was very interested in machinery. Very young, I was able to build a go-kart out of an old lawnmower engine, and I knew about spark plugs, and I knew about, if something breaks, it was a week before I could go get it. So I tried to plan back then, and it's been a lifestyle ever since. So I've been accumulating tools and equipment and spare parts for my entire life. So I'm fairly well equipped. However, the things here's what we have done. During a power outage, we would do what everyone did. And these are the early days of a power outage. First, you light a candle so you can see where you're going, and then you can sit down around the kitchen table with a piece of paper, and you can say, okay, to the family, what is it that we don't like about this? Obviously we're in the dark, and this candle isn't going to last forever, and we don't know when the power is going to come back. So what is it that we don't like? Wow, the electric stove doesn't work. I don't hear the refrigerator running. Boy, it's pretty hot. We lost air conditioning. Or it's pretty cold, and we lost the heat because the heating system is dependent on electricity, just like the air conditioning system. And we have a well, and you know what? There's probably only 1 or 2 flushes of the toilet before the well tank is empty. And it's hard to see where we're going. And these candles are kind of dangerous because if we could start a fire if we drop one. Or if the dog wags his tail and hits the kitchen table and bumps into it and the candle knocks over and hits the napkins and that wax and napkins go on the rug underneath the kitchen table, boy, it's a big problem. And we don't have a way to put out the fire because we only have, 1 or 2 fire extinguishers. And by the way, where are they? Can't find them in the dark. So there are a lot of things that we've thought about over the years, and we tried to make sure that we are prepared for many of these things. We know where the flashlights are, and we know where the batteries are, but that's just like it's not even the tip of the iceberg of the things that you need. In my case, the number one biggest concern is to protect the farm animals, because they are in a fence. They are in for example, they're in 40 acres at a time. But if it's freezing cold or we have a drought, I can't provide them water. They need like 30 gallons of water a day each. That's a big problem. So my biggest concern is to provide power, electricity, that I am not dependent on anyone other than ourselves. So that means a generator. That means solar. That means an inverter and a charge controller and the wiring and the distribution system within the farm to take use of that. And then that means that we'll have power for the compressor or the compressors. And why is that important? Because we have flat tires all the time. And charging the batteries on the tractor or the tractors, because we need to be able to move material from one place on the farm to another. But when I started talking about efficiency, that's what I was talking about. What we are literally doing is looking at how we're doing things and why are we doing them that way. Why not make the movement of material more efficient, closer to where we need it, closer to where we can protect it, closer to where we can defend it, closer to where we can watch it. So those are the things I'm doing, Miles, as well as working with our neighbors to make sure that we're all on the same page. But here's the problem, and I don't mean to be a naysayer, but it's a process that we have to take them through, because it's taken me 63 years to get to where I am, and I've been paying attention differently from the way that some of our neighbors have. Once I hired a builder to build a house for our family many years ago, decades ago, and he and I got into an argument, and I finally realized the reason he was doing it the way he did it was because he didn't know any other way, and it was the wrong way to do it. And finally I said, I get it. You and I haven't had the same experiences. We don't know the same things. So here's what I have to show you. Here's how I'd like you to do it. We'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
What looks good under your Christmas tree and tastes even better? Big Berkey water filters. Yes, the gift of clean water. A gift that provides a great foundation for achieving good health in the lives of your loved ones. A Big Berkey water filter gives them protection from bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride, pesticides and herbicides, VOCs and more. And best of all, a Big Berkey water filter is a gift that lasts for many years with no additional investment. And that saves time and money in filter replacements that other water filters require and are even powerful enough off to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water. As always, all orders over $50 are shipped free, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Order online at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, spelled Big, B-E-R-K-E-Y, waterfilters.com, or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Gift well this Christmas. Give a Big Berkey water filter.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and Off the Grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Class, Miles is with us, and so Miles, I hope I answered your question. The electricity is the number one thing that I am working on here at the farm, and I'm working at it at a feverish pace, because without electricity, we will have no water. Without electricity, it'll be difficult for us to sustain weather hazards, biohazards, and radiological hazards. But with electricity, we'll certainly have the ability to grow food and harvest food. So did that answer your question from my perspective?
Well, sure. Let me give you a different angle, okay? I'm in a place in the world where the refugees were coming through in the last month, and it took a lot of time off my other projects because we had to go into civil defense mode here, and not only have the refugees going through to Germany or to a registration camp here, but we have refugees here that were outright stealing lambs or taking stuff from farms only because they wanted to survive. So let me give you the different angle now on that. Do you have the means to protect what you have?
It wouldn't be much fun, but the answer is there are a number of us who have already met over the years who have decided that if we have to circle the wagons, we absolutely positively will circle the wagons. And around where we live, everyone has rifles, pistols, shotguns, ammo, but I don't think many here have taken another life. And right this moment, Miles, I'm on the radio, but if I'm not on the radio, I am patrolling our property. I am checking the cows. I am checking the equipment. That's something that we do just as a course of being farmers. And if you see a farmer around here on a four-wheeler, you'll probably see a rifle strapped to the four-wheeler, or a rifle carrier on the four-wheeler. I mean, and most farmers have handguns on their person at all times. Even though they're wearing, overalls, they still have a pistol tucked in there somewhere. So those are the kinds of things. If you're talking about that kind of protection, yeah. But if 1,000 or 10,000 refugees came in here, we'd be overrun. Yes.
Well, we had 40,000 refugees coming in on one weekend. Mm-hmm. So this works only when the economy still is there, when still resources are there to be distributed among the refugees, to occupy them with food and then to provide them with shelter and then feed them. Because when the economy goes down and a situation like that occurs, that possibly something in California goes south, and you have a people's movement from California to the middle states or even to the East Coast, what is going on then? I mean, we're talking about 20 million people that are potentially there that might be faced at some point in time in getting out of California because of the water scarcity, because there's no food growing anymore, and because of the radiation that is coming in there from Japan. So just to make that very clear, as long as the economy is there, everything is fine. And you do as well still have the opportunity to take care of things. But now imagine the worst case scenario, the economy is not there. And you are starting to live on that what you have. And you have people coming through the States just looking simply for food, because the question then is, it is me or it's them.
Yeah, and we come back after the top of the hour news and commercial announcements. Let's talk about that, because everything was fine until the refugees started arriving, we'll say. And it changed a lot of things. It upset your apple cart. You had plans of what you were going to do, and then you're on the front lines in the militia, we'll say, to protect and defend what you have and your village. Let's talk about that, because it's important, and it can devour everything in a 20-mile swath. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy, or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
As the cold and flu season approaches, Silver Lungs is ready to help you and your family through the toughest of the year by supporting your immune system and overall health. From our best-selling colloidal silver generating system to our entire line of silver-based skin gels, nasal sprays, soaps, and silver solutions. Silver solutions remain one of nature's most powerful and least expensive antibacterial agents. Now you can produce your own for pennies a day in the comfort of your home using the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. Learn more today at www.silverlungs.com.
Take away from the end of the previous hour is what are our most important priorities, and we do need to prioritize them. So is it health? Yeah, that's really important. Is it security from invasion and theft? Is it food? Is it water? Is it heat? Is it the village? Tools? Is it spare parts? Is it equipment? It's all of those, and we do have what we would consider a situation of constrained optimization. How do we optimize for the best possible outcome for us? How do we prepare for that? How do we engineer that so that it will happen, giving the constraints of money and time and knowledge. It's very, very difficult. But, you know, I had a boss one time who said something very, very bright. He said, "So how do you eat an elephant?" And the answer is one bite at a time. So, Miles, you asked some very interesting questions about priorities and how do you determine and what's important to me. And as I said during hour number one, electricity is a key point for us at the farm. We've been preparing for years and years, decades. We've been preparing for decades. And it's not just me and Mrs. Finelli and our children. My parents were of the same mindset, which kind of helped a lot. And their parents were of the same mindset. So that helped a lot. But what we didn't have here was we didn't have to fight a war on our soil. So that's something that's foreign to us.
Well, Vincent, I thought your boss said you're leaving dead bodies all over.
Different boss. Different boss.
Well,
he said that. He did say that
look,
that I do leave dead bodies all over.
Look, life provides you always with the dump load of fertilizer that you really do need, aka horse manure. So use it in order to find out what you can learn out of every situation. And our situation here is we're still having our farms. We can deal with the situation with the refugees right now, other than like other German villages that have sometimes over 1,400 cases of rapes. And the German government now has a new business model for pimps and in leasing services from their employees. So we are good, okay? We are very good, but others are not. And where these conflicts start to appear, people are starting to wake up to a new reality pretty quickly, with a not very happy and not with a nice face about it. So the concept of what might come across you and across your plans is that you need to assess everything you have. Electricity for sure is one thing, and we will get into that in a little bit. But first of all, if you don't have the means, you need to find out what kind of means you can establish. And the establishment of that means is a voluntary step. You need to step forward, take the responsibility in order to decide that there is something that needs to be taken care of. And at this point, it's not, in America, if I would live in America, I would say it's not about the neighbors, but it's about the people that have the same mindset in being more prepared than others. And I think our class here is the spearhead of that, because otherwise they wouldn't listen to the show and then listen to the instructors. And there was a day when they woke up to the reality that things are different. And while I'm saying that, I want to send out greetings to a lady in Michigan. In Michigan, one of our instructors, Joey, met a woman in a consignment store near Pow Wow. So hereby I send my greetings to that woman, because the story was pretty interesting. She wasn't aware of what was going on. Her friends were talking about that. And then she started listening to USA Prepares, to our class, to our instructors, to you, and woke up to the reality that things are really, really different. So my kudos to you that you started to listen to USA Prepared to change your life with that. Hello to Michigan here. And if you want to call in, please do so and say hello to us.
That would be wonderful. Miles, we have Jack in Michigan on the line. Jack, you've been patiently waiting. Welcome.
It's Jack in Missouri, Vincent.
Oh, well, okay. So, hey, John, we need to we need to spell Missouri M-O. Michigan is M-I. So, Jack in Missouri, welcome.
Good morning, Jack.
Good morning. Vincent, this is just sort of a get ready for whatever's coming. The people from their worship Islam, I'll put it that way, are in Missouri. I live in southeast Missouri. There's been 2 incidents where I don't know why Walmart sold them to them. They bought over 100 disposable phones. Yesterday, a guy caught somebody on his game cam that looked like they was from other than Missouri. Another fellow run onto this guy, and he started screaming and hollering at him and ran at him, speaking a foreign language. And the direction he came from was from where 3 gas lines connect.
Miles, have any comments?
Well, we have a situation with these guys that they come over the border, and they some of them are equipped with more than 5,000 euros in their wallets, buying cell phones off, buying cell phone plans off, and distributing that, including Wi-Fi, in order to have GPS and to reach sanctuary cities that are all over the place for their safety. And like Sweden lost 13,000 of these refugees, of these immigrants in a week. They don't know where they are. They cannot track them. So don't be surprised when things like that happen to you. It is a preparedness item. It's an issue that you need to take care of, because when they start wandering around and they need stuff, they simply take it.
Miles and Jack, I can tell you that I believe that we will hear gunshots when that happens here. I really believe that's going to happen. The gunshots will happen.
The guy was 2 counties over from where I live. But this was just a farmer going across his field and saw this suspicious-looking guy, and the guy started running at him, and the farmer took off. But the FBI is investigating the cell phone purchases. And the pictures on this captured on the game cam was turned over to the sheriff in that county.
Yeah. Well, I hope they take action. Jack, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you for calling in. Miles, this is an example of the kinds of things that you're suggesting that we prepare for, because everything's fine until a situation like some guys who are of concern are converging on the intersection of multiple gas lines. And then, obviously we think, okay, we're okay because we have cell phones and we can use the cell phones to communicate with each other and stop these threats. However, others are using the cell phones to create the threats, as I'm hearing it. So that means that maybe the cell phone towers are a problem.
Well, the cell phone or the Gwen towers, they are the problems. Well, many of these Gwen towers do have a self-sufficient power supply, sometimes even nuclear, that is underground. When you have like a Gwen tower and somewhere there's a pond attached to it, then that might be a source of a small nuclear reactor that is underground, is being cooled with that water. So it is a problem, because these Gwen towers do not send out only signals over a band of cell phones. They actually can attach to your brainwaves. And we know how to deal with them here. I have a very strategic location there where we know what to do with that, and in case of emergency. But let's get back to the preparedness here. Going back to the point that this class is a spearhead of that, otherwise this class wouldn't listen to that show. In my point of view, and this is just my assessment, but take it for what you want, my point of view here is that in America, if you don't come together voluntarily and form something where you can bundle your skills and start producing foods and start to develop electricity sources in order to have a safe haven to go to live at, and to be a part of it. I think for most of the class, things might get pretty difficult. Vincent?
I totally agree with you, and I've seen that. And of the class, there's a tremendous amount of energy spent on learning at the keyboard. But less energy spent at implementing the things that were learned at the keyboard. I don't know how to encourage people to take those seeds that they got and grow them and find out, wow, this is hard to do. You know, growing a garden, Marjorie Wildcraft, one of our instructors, said something like this: if you have less than complete failure after, 3 seasons of trying to grow a garden, you have a green thumb. It's not that easy. It really is not that easy to grow and harvest and can, and it takes some equipment. You can watch YouTube videos, and that's wonderful. It's a great way to start. However, you actually have to try it and run it through your own brain and find the failure points before you can become good at it.
And you have to defend it.
And what?
And you have to defend it. That's where it
Absolutely.
gets very difficult when you're by yourself or only with your family.
Absolutely. And gun confiscation is probably right around the corner. Miles and I will be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Concerned about harmful contaminants in your water? Look to ProPure, the most trusted name in gravity water filtration systems. ProPure, with the silver-infused Pro 1 G2.0 filter, removes over 200 contaminants, including VOCs, heavy metals, chloramines, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, fluorides, and radiologicals. We don't just say it, we back it up. The Pro 1 G2.0 filter is NSF 42 certified and independently tested to meet NSF 53 and P231 standards. Pro Pure water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. Purchase with confidence in quality, performance, and customer service. Take advantage of our biggest holiday 25% off sale going on now. Visit your authorized Pro Pure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533. 800-544-3533.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, KD Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KD. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to kdarmor.com. Come and take it.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Miles, you mentioned defense, and there was a time when our children were spending time at the government training camps. It would be called the public schools. One of them didn't, but two did, and I realized what was going on. Now, my dad was a principal of schools, and he was an educator and a teacher and so forth. And what I was committing a very large sin in our family by not sending our children to the public school, because my dad had a wonderful school. Well, we homeschooled our children, and we sent them to martial arts training for about 5 years. And they competed, and they were involved in matches and tournaments and so forth. And so those were some of the things that we did, because we thought they needed to be able to think for themselves, and we thought that they would need to defend themselves. But we were laughed at. We were laughed at, like, how will your children socialize if they don't go to a government training camp and spend time with other children, spending time at home on the farm, you teaching them, they're going to be just like you guys. Well, actually, I think that's what happened. But they are socialized. They're socialized just fine. And unfortunately, they've been involved in some fights that other people have started, but our children have finished them. So you're absolutely right. We do need to talk about security.
Well, Vincent, the security, it can only be provided if you are a part of a bigger thing. On an individual scale, security goes to a certain point, but when we're talking about movement of masses, and this is where they want to get us to, you really need to speed up your thought process on how to create something that can protect you, or that can serve your purposes, where there's food and where you still can be occupied. So I encourage you, especially Vincent, to get with a couple of instructors together to formulate a plan on how to create these safe havens, aka farms, where you can have agriculture going on, where you have machine shops, where you have a workshop for tractors and cars, and where you start contracting things out to entities that are already there, being that other companies such as tractor companies, or even taking over like we do, road services or rescue services, or even catastrophe services. We can rebuild entire roads within a day or two, because we have the heavy-duty mining equipment for that, even if it would be a gravel road. But we had the contract for that, and we can invest that in new things then, such as hydroponic gardening, or making socks out of the wool of our sheep that we have here out of our lands. And these things need to be addressed. These things need to be addressed pronto, and winter is the time to do that. You have the optimal opportunity to get something started within spring. If you get the resources together and you start, let's say, a fundraiser, or let's call it an association of associates that have the same goal, to be protected if things go south. And until then, you can be a part of it in sharing your workforce, and becoming an associate, or even with donations to it, because somebody has to pay for it. And if you want to have that, you sure need to invest that. But it's easier to spend $10 or $20 a month on something that you can create within the next 6 months with the entire background of all the instructors of USA Prepares, and including you walking your talk. So here it is. It is about creating lifeboats that are affordable. And
Miles, yes?
Go ahead.
I was going to tell you something I did that did not work, and maybe we can save the class a lot of time. I live in a small county. Well, it's large. Physically, it's large, but in terms of population, it's small. And I went to the county government, where there are 3 county commissioners, and I proposed this kind of a plan about 7 or 8 years ago. And I thought that we could do it and get, the school system involved, the public school system. And I was laughed at, and you
can't do that.
You're right. And what I'm trying to say is that if you try to, and we had an abandoned building. Literally, it was a hospital with lots of rooms where we could have training classes and we could use this. So it was a magnificent building, relatively new, and all we had to do was implement some training and form a cohesive group within our village. And it was impossible with the inclusion of the government employees. Impossible to do it. So what I'm saying is forget them. Forget them, and you have to do it without them. Do you agree?
Become your own government.
There you go. That's what Miles is talking about. Becoming your own government. We'll talk more about that when we come back.
If you or someone you care about loves outdoor adventure, then check out slingbow.com for some unique holiday gift ideas. That's slingbow.com, where we have some innovative new products for the archer, hunter, or bow fishing enthusiast in your family. Now through January, use the promo code HOLIDAY to get free shipping in the US or Canada. And from all of us at Slingbow Industries, have a safe, joyous, and peaceful holiday season. So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
As your body ages, there's a 10% decline in your ability to repair each passing decade after the age 28. By age 40, your ability to repair from demanding manual labor, exercise, or a stressful desk job has declined by 12%. By using One World Whey, you supercharge your body's ability to repair and eliminate inflammation. Our unique frequency-encoded whey protein, coupled with our high-quality whey, improves your cell's ability to make protein, which is to say, repair itself.
My name is Jonathan Wright, and I'm 40 years old. I recently went from a desk job to a manual labor job. Normally, I'm worn out. With energy-enhanced One World Whey, I now recover so quickly that I can perform very hard work all day long. I use energy-enhanced One World Whey for breakfast and lunch, and I experience less hunger throughout the day. I have a 30% increase in energy, and I just feel better. I plan to make energy-enhanced One World Whey a permanent part of my lifestyle.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld.com.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Still wondering what to get that special someone that has everything? At ID Stronghold, we still find that a huge percentage of people do not yet have an RFID blocking wallet or purse to protect them from the new and growing threat of electronic pickpocketing. That's right, even though 40% of all new chipped payment cards shipped in 2014 contain a wireless interface called RFID that allows the account information to be skimmed by a thief passing near your cards, most people are still unprotected. The good news is that ID Stronghold makes luxurious leather wallets and other products that prevent this. ID Stronghold founded the entire RFID protection industry and has been protecting the RFID chips in government and military ID cards for over a decade. So go to idstronghold.com and get that loved one a stylish leather RFID blocking wallet or clutch. That's idstronghold.com. After all, wallets and purses have always been a great gift. Now they are an even better gift. Visit idstronghold.com today.
Class, Miles is with us. Miles is in Europe. And Miles, you said something that is extremely important. And the words I believe you used were become your own government. Now, a lot of people have been thinking about that. A lot of people have been thinking, boy, I wish we could, run our own little community. Well, not community, our own little village. And boy, it'd be great if people who were in our village would do the right things. And that leads us to focusing on the biggest of our priorities, the most important. We can all cut the lawn, which really doesn't amount to much, or we can do something way, way more important. The big priorities. If we let those little priorities overcome or take up the time that we would be using for our main priorities, the most important of priorities, we'll never get to the main ones. So I think you're absolutely right. But when you say become your own government, that is probably something that has shocked a number of people. But you have done that, haven't you?
Well, Vincent, government is not working for you. It is working for the ones who control the government. And if you go to a county, the county is owned because it's incorporated by somebody else. It's registered with the federal government. So unless you don't have the leverage to change things in your county, you are not part of a governing body. If you want to be a part of a governing body, it's not about being in a party, because the party is just an option to dump a vote with. It is the leverage that you create in a village or in a region to the local governments that they need you in order to function properly. So they will not attack you then. I will never be attacked by the local authorities here, because they absolutely do know that they need me as a part of a group who's taking care of their gardens, of their forests, of their roads, of the emergency management system, of rescuing tourists from the mountains that fall down of cliffs, rescuing them up with a helicopter or picking up the leftovers of them. So it is about you, the individual, everybody in this class, what you can bring to the table in order to create a larger leverage on the ones that are sitting in City Hall or at the county house. This is your job. If you don't do that, you cannot stay in a position and say, they're doing this wrong and that wrong, and look at the sheriff, because you are not party of it. You're being administered. That's all it is. And
so Miles, how do we do this? Do we do this by leading by example, and then showing them that we are actually doing these things, and they say, you know what, I think we need those guys' help. So let's go ask Miles what he thinks, because he has a lot of information, and he actually has a bunch of guys and gals working with him, and it'd be better if we work with them than fight them, right? Is that what you're saying?
If the mayor needs something to be done because it's an emergency, or it's just something that needs to be done and he has nobody else to go to, you are becoming his best friend. You have the leverage over him. His career depends on you. And this is the place where you need to get. It is not only by leading by example. It is bringing your body into action, doing something productive, making a living on that, and having a say in that, what happens in your region. And you only can do that in a group. We did that as farmers here, and we're now the largest supplier of snow services in the country, of wood services, of wood pallet making or wood chips making here, and of other services such as we have workshops and steel workshops, metal workshops, where we do business with that we contract out. We're making money with that. And we're selling our local products that we grow here, like salads, herbs, what kind of flour? We do have a couple of other plants. We have a lot of cheese. We have fresh milk, and we have now, as a new line, we have sheep socks and that we are selling with marketeer trucks that we send out to the cities where the high rolling people that can afford even the more organic stuff for a larger price, where we sell him that. So there are options.
Miles, are you saying that instead of fighting with each other for sales, you have teams of people who otherwise would be competitors who are working as a unit to be a bigger force and actually dominate in your region? Is that what you're saying you're doing?
Well, if the governor of the local government wants to go on Agenda 21 things here, well, we will have a meeting with them and basically give them two options. And so far, we were the ones on the successful side. But you need to come to that conclusion that it depends on you, every individual. And yes, it will cost you money. First, you have to bring something to the table. You have to have skin in that thing that you create there. And then you can start even go there where you are heading to, like the electricity, in creating power units that create electricity out of the resources you do have locally.
Mm-hmm. We've got Michael. Michael, welcome.
Good morning, Vincent. Good morning, Miles. Great to hear you guys as always, and excellent information.
Hello, Michael. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. Your conversation, it caused me to feel concerned for my representatives in my government here, because maybe they're not prepared. And, guys, I was thinking, I'm going to set up a preparation class just for those guys. And I'm thinking maybe doing deep excursions, showing them cliff climb and things like that, just in case, just in case Al-Qaeda's after them. I'll show them how to get away in remote areas, teach them how to cliff climb, things like that. What do you think? That might be, we got to look after these guys.
Michael, you always have an interesting perspective on keeping people safe. I appreciate your interest in reaching out to.
I'm really concerned for those overpaid representatives. I'm very concerned about their welfare.
Well, you never know who you end up with in a lifeboat, and it is really, as you say, the ones that are in positions, they are probably the most interested in being in one of the lifeboats or having their family in one of these lifeboats, because they have really something to fear if they don't start doing something good.
They would be excellent shark bait to keep the sharks away from the craft. But, and guys also, what you're doing, Miles, is great. But here, for example, they've got executive orders. If they know you're growing food, you're supplying means of survival, they'll probably eventually come in and say, we got to confiscate all this. And I don't know if that would be a concern out your way or not. What do you think about that?
Well, you probably have the same orders as we do. We are under martial law right now. And the ones who are controlling the martial law in our region, that's us farmers. So it depends on the position you are at. If you are in a city, you will have no chance, because the administration with the entire force that they have behind that is, you will not crack that. But if you are in rural areas and you start being a contractual partner to these other parties that are that have been tasked by the federal government to do so, you will be involved in there, and then you can scale things to the limits where you think and you deem they're acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because it's all great ideas, and that would be my only concern as I eventually plan on doing the same thing. Producing food is definitely the future. High quality food in abundance. Everybody that you're feeding, they're going to be your army. You know, so if they do come after you in a remote area, all the surrounding people that are depending on you to keep them healthy, keep them alive, they're not going to want anything to happen to you. And technically then, you know, we could form our own, we can get our countries back in this fashion by taking care of one another, defending each other for our own survival's sake, and then eventually, God willing, we'll be the majority again and be able to reestablish our country.
Miles and Michael, thank you so much for your call.
God bless, gentlemen.
God bless.
God bless. Miles, in World War II, Denmark was occupied, and the Danes decided that they would do their best to disrupt the guys who were stealing their food. And so sardines were packed for the opposing army. And what the Danes did was they snuck into the food processing plant, and they added some oil which caused massive diarrhea. Massive amounts of diarrhea. So these tins of sardines were shipped all over to submarines and to the front, and the enemy had diarrhea, which really disrupted the fighting forces. So the reason I'm mentioning this is it kind of ties with what you're saying, so that if we are in a position and our food supplies are taken over, maybe we can, make sure that the right ingredients are in the food.
Vincent, I don't want to take it there. The Chinese did that with their hostile armies. They invited them for dinner and fed them a food with a fast-growing bamboo that then shredded their stomachs and their intestines. So this is not the concept we will proceed here. It is that we are providing the decision makers. The goal needs to be to provide the decision makers, the ones that have the say in the administration, with what they need. And we're providing the church with food. We're providing the cities and the local governments with services, as well as we bring them the food for their mess halls. They're eating organic food.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want to mess with that. They still want to stay healthy. After all, that's what will go on at some point in time, and they don't want to lose that source of their resources. So let's talk about that when we come back.
That all makes sense. That who is going to grow the food? Who is going to feed the people? If not for those who know how to do it, right? There are consumers, and then there are producers. And many of us are on the producing side, we the farmers. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at $downfall.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Class Miles is with us, and Miles is in Europe. So, Miles, if I comprehend what you're saying correctly, we want to make the government dependent. We want to be the government in our own little area and have the government dependent on the services and products that we produce within our village and make the best of those products, including food. Is that correct?
That's correct. And what you need to do is you need to offer out drawing rights for your associates that are in there, that are involved with that they have a share in that what is being produced. Let's say you produce 5 tons of potatoes, just like a small scale. So if somebody is an associate and invested like $10 a month or $20 a month, they will receive these goods as of their drawing right, and they will have good food, fresh food, premier food to provide their family with.
Now, when you say drawing rights, does that mean that they have the first pick, that before any is sold, that they get theirs off the top?
Well, we need to talk about that. We need to you should set up more than one of these lifeboats or farms with all that technology. And therefore, a part of that, what you're producing, you need to sell out in order to create the income. And the other part of that that is being produced is being given out as a drawing right. And then you have a growth within your associates, and you have a growth within the sales there. And this is how what keeps you afloat. And Marcin Jakubowski, to come back to the first sentence of that show today, is the one who provided how to build a farm with a hydroponic setup and even with the 50 most important tools to create a village and to offer out even these services. So there's lessons to be learned, and I don't only encourage the class to go there, I put you a notice to do so, because from today on, you cannot say, I didn't know what's coming down the pipe. You only can say, I was not able to act upon that, or I wasn't aware of that at all, and I just don't give anything about it.
Okay, what I've done is I've posted a link to Marson's YouTube video right on the website, page 1. So if you want a link to that class, just click on usaprepares.com, usaprepares.com, and you'll see the link, and it'll take you right to the YouTube video. I've watched the video, and it's quite fascinating. And we are right now at the mercy of the corporations who manufacture the products that we use until we figure out how we can make them for ourselves. And this is a great start. Now, I understand he has a DVD that is a jumpstart. Is that right?
Get him on the show. Talk to him about it. Visit him. He's in Kansas City. And what he's lacking, what we have under control now more and more, is the production of electricity. I told you about in the last show with the Cashy unit, the Maggraph unit. It's working. I send you the link to the video to the one guy who is documenting that in German and in English with an Excel spreadsheet of how much savings there is in. I send you another link with a video where that unit starts creating that much electricity that your meter stops. It doesn't move anymore. It doesn't turn anymore. And these things are working. So all the doubts that even Rick had, let me talk to him. I can dump it out of the window.
Okay. All right, that would be great. You've got his contact information, right?
Yeah. And by the way, I sent you a link to Tom Bearden. Tom Bearden was a lieutenant colonel with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineer. And he is actually talking about how to create that energy in feeding back some of the energy. Like you have a generator, you modify the generator that it creates more electricity. You power a motor with that, and you create energy to run a drill press. The video, I sent the link to you. Thank you, class, for listening to me, and I hope everybody had something to take away from that show.
Miles, thank you so much for being with us. Class, I've got to hop on the tractor right now, so I won't be available to take calls for probably an hour or so, but after that, I should be. Miles, again, thank you so much for being with us. There's a meetup on Monday at Jimmy's Egg. Silent Night is now in charge of the meetups. I don't know what the topic is, but it's always a great meetup with Silent Night at the front of the classroom. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that usaprepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to GCNteam.com.